Hello and welcome to Knowledgist. So today we are going to dedicate this session to all our Indian Bank SO 2023 aspirant. Be it credit, be it risk, be it forex, in whatever segment you are preparing, Knowledgist is there to help you out. We are India's only dedicated banking lateral entry platform. If you have not yet subscribed to us, then don't hesitate to subscribe. The dedicated crash course for Indian Bank SO, which is available only at Knowledgist, can be subscribed through the links provided in the description or from the website, from our dedicated website, that is knowledgeist.in. So we will be covering everything till your final interviews in Indian Bank SO 2023. So without wasting time, let's start the session. You know that Indian Bank vacancy 2023 is out, and the online application filling dates are also on. So you can now fill up the application form if you have not filled it yet till 28th of February. 28 फरवरी तक अगर आपने fill up नहीं किया है, kindly fill it. क्रेडिट ऑफिसर में वैकेंसी है। हम आज डिस्कस करेंगे फर्स्ट फोर्टनाइट के फेब्रुअरी फर्स्ट फोर्टनाइट के बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल अवेयरनेस, जो कि आपके थर्ड पेपर में रहने वाला है। उससे पहले थोड़ा सा एक ग्लिम्स दे देते हैं रिक्रूटमेंट के ऊपर। क्रेडिट ऑफिसर में चीफ मैनेजर, सीनियर मैनेजर, मैनेजर क्रेडिट, और वैकेंसी में आपको एमबीए फाइनेंस, सीए या फिर किसी इक्विवेलेंट डिग्री होना जरूरी है। रिस्क ऑफिसर में 4 इयर्स इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट, एफआरएम क्वालिफिकेशन और इक्विवेलेंट, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट सर्टिफिकेशन आईआईबीएफ से हो या फिर एनआईबीएम से हो, आप एलिजिबल होंगे फॉरेक्स। और ये है आपका एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन का जो एग्जाम होगा। ब्रॉडली इट विल बी डिपेंडेंट अपॉन प्रोफेशनल नॉलेज, रिस्क, क्रेडिट और फॉरेक्स, जो भी डोमेन में आप दे रहे हैं उसी से होगा 60 मार्क्स, अपार्ट फ्रॉम प्रोफेशनल बैंकिंग क्वेश्चंस। इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज 20। और थर्ड पेपर के क्लास आज हम ले रहे हैं यहाँ पे जनरल अवेयरनेस with a special reference to banking industry. And you always know, when it comes to banking lateral entry, you must prepare from a expert banker, existing banker. Otherwise, if you are still preparing the specialized segment courses from normal YouTubers, then you think where you land up when it will come to the exam. तो जब आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं किसी प्रोफेशनल बैंकिंग लेवल के बैंकिंग एग्जाम के लिए, तो आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल बैंकर से ही पढ़ना होगा। एंड इन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म, I am having the least experience among all our educators, which is 12 plus years of banking experience in both private sector, public sector, and number one banks in India. And apart from that, I have certification from credit to risk to forex, in every segment, whatever you require in uh, banking job. Okay, so yes, the first news article for the month: RBI allows DSP investment managers to hike stake in DCB Bank to 9.99 percentage. So I told you in our internal session why you cannot raise the stake above 10%. You know, raising stake above 10 percentage will attract regulatory compliances, and as per the stakeholding norms, you can hold up to 10 percentage in a bank, in other bank. Okay, a financial institution can hold up to 10 percentage in other bank. So RBI now allows the DSP investment to hold 9.99 percentage in DCB bank. If you want to know more about this stake and public sector stakeholding, public sector bank stakeholding, private sector stakeholding, so you need to go through our internal sessions. Okay, so DSP mutual fund now can acquire 9.99% stake in DCB, which is headquartered in Mumbai, and the MDCO is Murli N. Natarajan. DSPIM was also advised by the RBI to ensure that its shareholding in the bank remains below 10% of the paid-up equity capital of the bank at all times. Again, the regulatory norms. सेकेंड आर्टिकल, तो पहले आर्टिकल में हमने क्या देखा, इसको हिंदी में थोड़ा सा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। कुछ लोग हमें हिंदी में बोलने के लिए बोलते हैं, तो आज आवर स्टूडेंट्स वेरी फ्रॉम नॉर्थ इंडिया टू साउथ इंडिया, तो हमें बाइलिंगुअल सेशन लेने होते हैं। ठीक है, तो आरबीआई ने डीएसपी इन्वेस्टमेंट मैनेजर को 9.99% स्टेक लेने के लिए मंजूरी दे दी है, और ये इसलिए 10% से बिलो है क्योंकि शेयर होल्डिंग नॉर्म जो है वो 10% से ऊपर अलाउ नहीं करता। आपको डिटेल्ड के लिए इंटरनल सेशन में पूरा शेयर होल्डिंग पैटर्न देखना होगा, और ये प्रोफेशनल बैंकिंग एग्जाम में ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। अगर आप क्रेडिट से भी ले रहे हैं क्लास, क्रेडिट, रिस्क, फॉरेक्स, आपके जो पहला पेपर है वहाँ पे क्वेश्चंस विल कम फ्रॉम योर प्रोफेशनल बैकग्राउंड लाइक रिस्क क्रेडिट जो प्रोफेशनल स्ट्रीम है, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू विल बी फेसिंग क्वेश्चंस ऑफ हाई लेवल प्रोफेशनल बैंकिंग। ठीक है। UP seeing the fast increase in new borrowers, TransUnion Civil says that in Uttar Pradesh, the hike of new borrowers is phenomenal. Okay, Uttar Pradesh has shown a strongest improvement in credit health with a CMI value of 102, an improvement of 19 points year on year, according to Credit Information Bureau. Overall loan origination of retail loans in UP comprised just over a quarter 26% that were provided to a new to credit consumers. तो जो पहली बार लोन ले रहे हैं बैंक से उनके नंबर में भी 26% की बढ़ोतरी हुआ है ईयर ऑन ईयर बाय यूपी। अगर आप इमीडिएट एग्जाम्स दे रहे हैं नेक्स्ट मंथ या फिर एक दो महीने में, तो ये सब कंटेंट आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। अगर बहुत लेट दे रहे हैं तो जो बहुत ही वेरिएबल है, बहुत ही ज़्यादा नंबर क्रंचिंग एलिमेंट्स है, वो आपके एग्जाम में बहुत दूर तक नहीं पूछा जाता है। ठीक है। And this piece of information remains valid for upcoming 1 or 2 months. Okay. Over the last 3 years, between September 2019 and September 2022, credit penetration has improved across all age groups. Okay. And then when it comes about Jan Dhan accounts, it is always a hot question for bank exams. 47.8 crore Jan Dhan accounts were opened. As many as 47.8 crore Jan Dhan accounts has been opened so far, a scheme which is launched in the year 2014 after the arrival of Prime Minister Modi to the political arena of Delhi. The Jan Dhan Yojana was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Independence Day address in 2014. It's a national mission for financial inclusion to ensure access to financial services like savings, deposit accounts, remittance. You know all about that. Is it has replaced all existing no frills accounts at that point of time, and it was ambitious project of this Modi government to ensure the financial inclusion by all. ठीक है। चलिए, महिला सम्मान saving certificate with a fixed interest rate of 7.5 percentage has been launched. Let me take it to the big screen so you find it beneficial for reading. ठीक है। महिला सम्मान सेविंग सर्टिफिकेट विथ ए फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट 7.5 इंटरेस्ट रेट के साथ महिला सम्मान सेविंग सर्टिफिकेट अब अवेलेबल होगा। द डिपॉजिट कैन बी मेड इन द नेम ऑफ वुमेन और गर्ल चाइल्ड with a maximum deposit amount of rupees 2 lakh, and the scheme will have a partial withdrawal facility as well. तो ये इसी बजट का एक स्कीम है, तो मे भी बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है आपके एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के लिए। दो चीजों के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होगा, ये बजट में डिस्कशन हुआ है इसके बारे में रिसेंट बजट में, तो इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है इकोनॉमिक पर्सपेक्टिव से। सेकेंडली, जितने भी स्मॉल सेविंग स्कीम्स हैं वो आपके एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। ठीक है। अंडर द स्कीम, women can open a savings account with a minimum deposit of rupees 100 and can make deposits on a regular basis. The account earns interest at a rate declared by the government time to time. The scheme is a one-time scheme and will be for 2 years for a period of 2023 to 2025. Okay, and this special scheme is launched to commemorate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. That means the 75th year of our independence. ठीक है। तो ये आपके बजटरी क्वेश्चन भी हो सकता है, आपके स्मॉल सेविंग स्कीम के क्वेश्चन भी हो सकते हैं, और फाइनेंशियल अवेयरनेस रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन भी हो सकते हैं। Youngsters are boosting the India's loan growth, says TransUnion Civil. Youngsters have become the driving force behind India's credit growth, which is witnessing the expansion of riskier segment like credit card, consumer durable loans, personal loans, etc. Okay, and the credit information company CIC, what is the full form of CIC? Credit information company, civil etc. are called credit information company, ICRA etc. are called CRA, credit rating agencies. Okay, so the growth between 18 to 30 years age group was by 15 percentage, by 5 percentage in last 1 year. Yes, Sanjay Muralidhar joins IOB as an executive director, Indian Overseas Bank, headquartered at Chennai. Yes, this is our exclusive course for Indian Bank SO, special course for financial analyst or credit officer, risk officer and forex manager. Don't hesitate to register to India's only dedicated professional banking platform. And now ChatGPT has Also, this piece of information for all of you. Yes, ChatGPT also agrees we are India's most valuable resource for anyone interested in pursuing a career in banking industry, especially those considering lateral entry. And there is no other platform which is completely dedicated towards banking lateral entry. Yes. RBI allows Hinduja Group to hike stake in IndusInd Bank. Okay. Yes. So the Reserve Bank of India has given in principle and conditional approval to IndusInd International Holding Limited, a Hinduja Group entity, to raise its stake in IndusInd Bank at up to 26 percentage. Promoter stake can be increased, right? IndusInd Bank, headquartered at Mumbai. Okay. The regulator approval is in accordance with recently enacted Reserve Bank of India's acquisition and holding of shares or voting rights in banking companies direction 2023. We have took a very specific class in internal session about that, which is going to be very important for your exam point of view. We will repeat that session for upcoming Indian Bank, Central Bank of India, so because we feel that piece of direction from Reserve Bank of India is going to be very crucial for your exam point of view. Yes. Digital lending apps like LegiPay, Kist are blocked. Non-Chinese lending services LegiPay and Kist have been unavailable to users after the Ministry of Economics and Information Technology's February 5th order, which blocked 232 applications involved in unauthorized loan services, betting, and gambling. LegiPay was blocked because it is backed by Netherlands-based PayU and a non-Chinese, and it is not a Chinese investor. However, East has certain Chinese connections, and for that reason, they are blocked. You know, the Chinese companies are snooping against Indian lenders, so these are blocked. Got it? Yes. Just a second. Let's adjust the frame for your benefit. Yes, SEBI notifies stronger framework for green bonds. Introduced concept of blue, yellow bonds. Now you understood about the green bonds we were discussing in our last month's current banking affairs session about the green bonds issued by Union Finance Minister in last budget, where in this February and March, in two tranches, 8,000 crore each, Government of India is now issuing 16,000 crore bond in two tranches, right? So, market regulator SEBI has strengthened the framework for green bonds by introducing the concept of blue and yellow bonds as a new modes of sustainable finance. These measures have been taken in the backdrop of increasing interest in sustainable finance in India as well as around the globe, and with a view to align to extend framework for green debt securities with the updated green bond principles recognized by IOSCO. IOSCO is International Organization for Securities Commissions. Remember the full form, it could be important because recently there are so many issues related to bonds. So please go through it. Okay. And yes, and these are the green bonds, the companies, those are willing to issue for sustainable finance. Now there is a lot of discussion about green financing. How could we involve the method of financing where the carbon footprints are limited, जहाँ पे हमारे पर्यावरण के ऊपर क्षति बहुत ही कम पहुंचे, उस तरह के फाइनेंसिंग मेथड के ऊपर बात हो रहे हैं, और उसके रिलेटेड जो ग्रीन बॉन्ड्स हैं उसको बहुत सारे वेरिएशन में इशू करने के लिए आरसेबी ने एक स्ट्रॉन्गर फ्रेमवर्क रेकमेंड किया हुआ है, जिसमें ब्लू बॉन्ड, येलो बॉन्ड इत्यादि के ऊपर ध्यान दिया जाएगा. ब्लू बॉन्ड्स रिलेट टू वाटर मैनेजमेंट एंड मैरीन सेक्टर. ओके, सो मैरीन सेक्टर में जो भी बॉन्ड्स इशू होंगे फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वाटर सेक्टर, वाटर मैनेजमेंट एंड मैरीन सेक्टर, that will be called blue bonds. Yellow bonds pertain to solar energy. These are sub categories of green bond securities, green debt securities. ठीक है, तो ग्रीन बॉन्ड जो कि सस्टेनेबल फाइनेंसिंग के लिए जरूरी है, उसके तहत दो सब कैटेगरी किया जाएगा. एक है ब्लू बॉन्ड्स. ब्लू बॉन्ड्स विल बी इशूड फॉर फाइनेंसिंग द प्रोजेक्ट्स which are working on water management and marine sector development, right? And yellow bonds will be issued to companies, institutions, infrastructures, those who are responsible for development of solar energy. Got it? Yes, K. Satyanarayana Raju, appointed as the managing director of Canara Bank. Sometimes these kind of appointments are crucial, but nowadays we have seen very less questions related to the public sector bank heads, taglines, headquarters, etc. In earlier days, these used to be a question. Okay, so K. Satyanarayana Raju, appointed as managing director and CEO of Canara Bank. Lending cart acquires digital retail lender upward for rupees 100 crore. So acquisition, merger and acquisition is always crucial. Fintech company Lending Cart Technology Private Limited has acquired digital lending platform Upwards Fintech Private Limited for a amount of rupees 100 crore. PhonePe launches cross-border UPI payment services. So now UPI payment can be sent to UAE, Singapore, Nepal, and Bhutan. These countries have adopted India's flagship UPI program. Okay, through QR response code and UPI address. PhonePe users can now activate their UPI linked bank account for the service at the merchant location or prior to the international trip via PhonePe app. So those who are visiting these countries now can use PhonePe for international transactions in these countries. Okay. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank launches app for micro banking and rural customers. The Ujjivan Small Finance Bank has now launched a special application or mobile banking for which is called 3Bs, voice, visual, and vernacular enabled features to provide banking access to individuals of limited reading and writing skills. The initial phase of the app will be available for existing micro banking customers. Special app by understanding the needs of people having limited education. RBI to allow lending borrowing of G6. So now RBI is planning to permit lending and borrowing of government securities as a part of its ongoing endeavor to further develop the G-SEC market, government securities market or gilt-edged security market. Central bank said that it will provide the investors with an avenue to deploy their idle securities to enhance portfolio returns and facilitate wider participation. Through retail gilt account last year, RBI allowed retail investors to participate in gilt-edged security market, especially in treasury bill and in government bonds or dated securities. Okay. At present, government securities are borrowed and lent through CROMS platform. Further, G6 held by insurance companies and duration of mutual funds are not available for sellers to cover their short. Means for hedging it was not allowed. The proposed development will allow GSEC holders to deploy their GSEC for trading to enable better return in their portfolio. South Indian Bank ties up with Telangana government for online payments. Okay, in their treasury for online payments with an arrangement. SIB is among six private sector banks empaneled by Telangana state to facilitate payment towards their cyber treasury. South Indian Bank headquartered at Thrissur. Their CEO is Murali Ramkrishnan. Again, South Indian banks tie up with Maruti for car financing. Okay, it is with Maruti Suzuki. NSE world's largest derivatives exchange for fourth straight year in 2022. We read a lot about derivatives in our internal sessions. The National Stock Exchange of India has again emerged as world's largest derivatives market, means trading in future and option segment in 2022. In terms of the number of contracts traded according to the Future Industry Association FIA. In addition to that exchange, it was ranked as third in the equity segment by the number of trades. कैश सेगमेंट में यानी कि जब आप डायरेक्ट कैश या फिर शेयर खरीदते हैं उसको कैश मार्केट कहते हैं या फिर इक्विटी मार्केट कहते हैं। जब आप किसी डेरिवेटिव में ट्रेड करते हैं या फिर फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन में ट्रेड करते हैं उसको डेरिवेटिव्स कहते हैं। डेरिवेटिव के लिए स्टॉक या फिर इंडेक्स को कहते हैं अंडरलाइंग एसेट, जिसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट होता है फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन के प्राइस, उसको बोलते हैं डेरिवेटिव्स। Okay, National Stock Exchange become world's number one in terms of future and option trading or derivatives trading. Make it a note. It could be one of the most important exam MCQ for you. RBI expands scope for trades platform. What is trades? Trade receivable discounting system. क्या होता है बिजनेस में नॉर्मल इन कोर्स ऑफ बिजनेस आपको एक रिसीवेबल मिलता है किससे आपने किसी से कोई आपसे सामान परचेज करता है, वो आपको इनवॉइस आप उसको इनवॉइस देते हैं क्रेडिट में, वो पेमेंट नहीं करता, बोलता है कि 2 महीने के बाद मैं पेमेंट कर दूँगा। आपको श्योरिटी है कि 2 महीने के बाद आपको पैसा मिल जाएगा अपने कस्टमर से। मगर 2 महीने तक रॉ मटेरियल खरीदने के लिए आपके पास इनफ कैश नहीं होता है, इसीलिए आपके पास वर्किंग कैपिटल क्रंच आता है। ऐसे में आप क्या करेंगे? जो रिसीवेबल्स है, जो आपके पास इनवॉइस है, जो 2 महीने के बाद इनकैश होगा या फिर ऑनर किया जाएगा, उसको लेके आप एक डिस्काउंटिंग प्लेटफ़ॉर्म के पास जाते हैं फाइनेंस करने के लिए, ठीक है? मान लीजिए आप किसी को दिखाते हैं, मुझे देते हैं, बोलते हैं कि देखिए सर 1 लाख मुझे मिलने वाला है 2 महीने के बाद, क्यों ना आप मुझे अभी 70,000 दे दें और मैं आपको 10% इंटरेस्ट दे दूँगा। ठीक है? मेरे लिए भी विन-विन सिचुएशन है, 10% का मैं इंटरेस्ट ले लूँगा। ठीक है? डिस्काउंटिंग में इसको उसको फाइनेंस कर लूँगा या फिर उसको डिस्काउंटिंग में खरीद लूँगा, यानी कि मैं अभी ₹90 आपको दे दूँगा, जब ये इनवॉइस एनकैश होगा, मुझे जो ₹100 मिलना था, वो मुझे मिल जाएगा। तो ये सब डीलिंग, ये सब ट्रेड्स होता है कहाँ पे? Trade receivables discounting system were issued in December 2024 with an objective of facilitating the financing of trade receivables of MSMEs. Small business can use trades platform to raise capital by auctioning of their trade receivables. वर्किंग कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट के लिए जब उन्हें पैसा चाहिए, अपने जो इनवॉइसेस क्रेडिट इनवॉइसेस हैं, जिनके पैसे उनको फ्यूचर में मिलने वाले हैं, तो वहाँ पे सबमिट करके उसके अगेंस्ट में कैश ले सकते हैं। वो डिस्काउंटिंग कर सकते हैं। डिस्काउंटिंग मतलब अगर ₹100 का रिसीवेबल है, उसको वो ₹90 में बेच के कैपिटल उठा सकते हैं। बाद में जो रिसीवेबल्स आएगा वो पूरा का पूरा बायर के पास चला जाएगा, ठीक है? या फिर उसको फाइनेंस करके छोटा-सा इंटरेस्ट पे करके वो ले सकते हैं, ठीक है? Before buyer pays, a financial provider or a bank, basically the vendor, bids on an MSME bill before the due date. Following chart, the working capital is transferred to the MSME's account. Trades and all transactions processed under the system are without recourse to MSMEs. कोई risk involved नहीं होता है. It means financing do not have recourse against the seller in case the buyer defaults. ठीक है? तो अगर एमएसएमई ने एक बार दे दिया और जिससे पैसा मिलने वाला था अगर डिफ़ॉल्ट हुआ, तो एमएसएमई का ज़िम्मेदारी नहीं है। जिसने बाय किया है, जो वेंडर ने बाय किया है, वो कलेक्शन की ज़िम्मा उसका है। ठीक है? रिकवरी वो देखेगा। There are 3 direct participants in trades market: MSMEs, MSME sellers, corporate, government departments, PSU, and any other entity can participate as buyer in trades. Banks, NBFC, factors, factors वही होते हैं जो बिल डिस्काउंटिंग करते हैं, एंड अदर ऑनलाइन इंस्टीट्यूशन। ठीक है? Insurance facility will also be permitted in trades. Okay, according to the new law, insurance companies will be the fourth player in the market of trades. Hopefully you got to understand. It could be a very important question for people preparing for credit and could be for risk people as well. Okay, 1/3 of urban Indians claim deep in disposable income in last 12 months. ठीक है, डिस्पोजेबल इनकम मतलब जितना पैसा आपके हाथ में बच जाता है आपके सैलरी के बाद, नेट डिडक्शन के बाद खर्चे करने के लिए, उसको कहते हैं डिस्पोजेबल इनकम। YouGov is an international data analytics firm. It's based in UK. The organization recently released a report on disposable income. Income that remains with the citizens after the deducting taxes is called disposable income. The YouGov report says that more than 1/3 urban Indian citizens claim that their disposable income has been reduced. Okay, and reasons could be the COVID, impact of COVID, and the inflation. MobiKwik, Paytm apps now support RuPay credit card payment via UPI. This piece of information could be important for you. Only go through the headlines is sufficient, will suffice your cause. RBI announces guidelines on climate risk, sustainable finance. So when you are preparing for bank exams in current scenario, green financing or sustainable financing could be one of the most important subjects to look into. The guidelines consist of a board framework for acceptance of green deposits, disclosure frameworks on climate related financial risk, and guidance on climate scenario analysis and stress testing. The Reserve Bank recognizes the climate change can translate into climate related financial risk for regulated entities, which can have broader financial stability implications. The guidelines shall be issued in a phased manner, and RBI will dedicate a page on its website to consolidate all instruction related to the communication of climate risk and sustainable finance. तो आगे जाके क्लाइमेट रिस्क ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऊपर, बैंक्स के ऊपर, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा बोझ डाल सकता है। इसीलिए एक ब्रॉडर फ्रेमवर्क जारी किया जाएगा। क्लाइमेट रिस्क को अवॉइड करके सस्टेनेबल फाइनेंसिंग कैसे किया जाए। इन August 2021, the HDFC had launched green deposits which were directed towards financing of green and sustainable housing credit solutions and services। ठीक है। आप एक फ्री ग्रीन फाइनेंसिंग का कोर्स कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारे जैसे IMF वर्ल्ड बैंक जैसे वेबसाइट्स में अवेलेबल है ग्रीन फाइनेंसिंग रिलेटेड ई सर्टिफिकेशन विदाउट एनी कॉस्ट। माय रिकमेंडेशन टू गो थ्रू दैट, दिस कुड बी ए better certification for you to showcase in your upcoming interviews. ADB approves USD 130 million loan for promoting horticulture in a HP। ये पीस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जब लोन कोई देता है डेवलपमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन आउटसाइड इंडिया, इट इज ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट। USD 130 million or over rupees 1072 crore, rupees 1072 crore loan can be is given to agricultural productivity and promote horticulture agribusiness to raise farmers income in Himachal Pradesh. ADB is established in 19th December 1966, headquartered in Manila, Philippines. Okay, and president is Masasugu Asakawa, if I could spell it right manner. Japanese name, Japanese or Korean maybe, Japanese I think. Mobicule launches industry-fast asset repossession module for banks and NBFCs. Mobicule, a niche player and expert in debt collection, has announced the launch of M Collect, a repossession module in industry-fast for banks and NBFC. This revolutionary asset repossession solution is a comprehensive solution that maps all complex processes repossession of an asset as a part of its debt collection mechanism. Mobicule is a pioneer in offering solutions that digitalize the process of bad loan recovery. Okay. Kotak Mahindra Bank implements RBI's first phase of digital rupee. Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited KMBL has launched the e-rupee. E-rupee is now open for wholesale segment and retail segment. So now digital rupee can be accessed through Kotak Mahindra's dedicated application. Kotak Mahindra Bank acquires microfinance institution Sonata Finance for rupees 537 crore. Okay. And Sonata Finance will be a wholly owned subsidiary of Kotak Mahindra Bank hence. Railtel bags rupees 253.35 crore project from State Bank of India for its 4G LTE connectivity. Digital credit to be rolled out this year. The government will roll out a digital credit service this year, which will enable even small street vendors to avail credit from large banks. Telecom and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said while speaking in Digital Payments Utsav. This year, government will be rolling out digital credit, and NPCI will take the big lead that over a period of next 1 year. A good construct of digital credit will be created at the event. The minister has thrown light towards it. RBI to extend retail e-rupee to 5 more banks and 9 cities. Initially, the wholesale segment was opened for 9 banks, and the retail segment was opened for 8 banks. Now, additional 9 banks are selected to enhance to take forward the RBI's flagship program of e-rupee. Okay, CBDC central bank digital currency has 2 segments: wholesale and retail segment. Okay, up to 7,70,000 transactions have been carried out so far in digital rupee. Got it? Paytm launches G20 theme QR code to celebrate India's presidency of G20. You know, we are celebrating, we as an Indian, celebrating the leadership of G20, and G20 summit will be held in India, which is a matter of pride for all of us. So, Paytm also launched their QR code with the theme of G20. Firm has launched its own private cloud infrastructure, Mahabank Nakshatra. So it will be uh, a private cloud platform which will strengthen asset monitoring mechanism via predictive machine learning model and upgrade its mobile banking application. Hence, the Pune headquartered public sector bank, it has strengthened its asset monitoring mechanism through adoption of predictive machine learning model. PSU Bank's profit jumps 65% in quarter 3. Bank of Maharashtra tops the chart with 139% surge. Now you may ask me if this is the case. Most of the Indian banks are profiting and their profit is at all-time high in this quarter. Then why the stocks of Indian banks are falling? Let me tell you, this is only because of the reason that there will be a gap between net, there will be a gap, or there is a fear that in future the net interest income or the net interest margin of banks will fall drastically, because there is a steep contest among banks to raise the interest rate, as the repo rate is being increased constantly by Reserve Bank of India. The deposit rates are increasing, but not in similar fashion the interest rates in loans are increasing. Because high interest rate, if there will be high interest rate, very less number of people will be interested to take a loan from bank. Recently, in in last 2 months, two times it is increased in all bi-monthly, in two bi-monthly policy, up to 7.5 75 basis point is increased in last two bi-monthly policy. The deposit rates has gone up by zero point 0.5 to 1 percentage in last 2 months, but the loan interest rates have just increased by 25 basis points. So the market participants fear in coming years the profitability of the bank will dip. That is, if somebody is asked in interviews, you can tell it. HDFC Bank can now is ready to sell its 9.95% stake in soft cell technology. Soft cell technology. HDFC Bank begins online payment pilot under RBI's sandbox facility. We read about regulatory sandbox in our earlier session of RBI circular gist. Bank has begun a pilot partnership with Crunchbase, IDFC Bank, and M2P FinTech under RBI's regulatory sandbox program after getting the nod in September 2022. SBI opens branch for startups at Gurugram. Now startups can do exclusive banking in the Gurugram branch of State Bank of India. Okay, and this is the third highest. Gurugram houses the third highest number of unicorns in the nation after Bengaluru and Mumbai. A startup which has crossed $1 billion capital net worth is treated as a unicorn. ICICI Bank signs MOU with European bank BNP Paribas. Okay, for the needs of European corporates operating in India. RBI cancelled registration of two entities, that is Pune-based Kudos Finance and Credit Gate, due to violation of the regulatory norms. Ebix Cash become first entity to enable UPI for foreign nationals. RBI gives license for 32 payment aggregators. We read about the what is the model of payment aggregators. They are third-party payment aggregators and banking payment aggregators. Banking which are ready banks which are ready to work as payment aggregators can be treated as banking payment aggregators. So new 32 companies were given the license. Okay, now let's jump to the MCQs. If you have not yet subscribed to Knowledgist, then don't hesitate to subscribe. You can join our exclusive Indian Bank crash course. Links are there in the description. Yes. Mahila Samman Savings Certificate has launched with a fixed interest rate of what percentage, and the deposit amount is what? Maximum deposit amount is what? Your options are 10.53, 7.52, 7.2, 4 lakhs, 9.31 lakh. You can give the answer in comment section. And the right answer over here is 7.5 percentage or rupees 2 lakhs. Reserve Bank of India has given in principle approval and conditional approval to IndusInd International Holding, a Hinduja Group entity, to raise its stake in IndusInd Bank to what percentage? 28, 74, 51, 26. Your answers, please. Right answer is 26 percentage. 26 percentage. Market regulator SEBI strengthened the framework for green bonds by launching two sub variations like blue and yellow bonds. So yellow bonds will stand for water management, marine sector, solar energy, or hydrogen energy. The right answer is here solar energy. And for blue one is A and B. Blue for A and B, water and marine. ISCO is an association of organization regulate world's securities and future market. What is the acronym? C stands in IOSCO, Common Co-origination Company or Commission. The full form you need to mention in comment section. We read just about it. Please mention once entire full form of IOSCO. E is the right answer, but give me the full form in comment section by typing so that you never forget it again in life. Which fintech company has launched a service that will allow the fintech firms India users traveling abroad to pay foreign merchants using UPI, PhonePe, Paytm, Google Pay, lending card? 2 seconds are with you, will not waste your time. I hope you remember we recently covered it, that is PhonePe. ADB approves how many $1 million loan to horticulture project in Himachal Pradesh? Option number D is the right answer, 130 USD or 107 crore rupees. Hope you remember that. In a bid for greater scrutiny over banking ownership, Reserve Bank of India has said that new investors who buy over what percentage shares in convertible debt of a private sector bank will have to get the Central Bank of India's prior approval. This is again the new norm of 2023. We have covered it, but we'll again cover it in our internal session because I believe it is going to be one of the most crucial point for your exam. Is up to 5 percentage. If promoter stake is increased above 10 percentage, it needs RBI's approval. Recently, which bank has implemented first phase of Reserve Bank of India's digital rupee? It is Kotak Mahindra Bank. This will keep changing, so not that important question. Recently, which bank begins offline payment pilot under RBI sandbox facility? It is it is HDFC Bank. Last question for your exam point of view. Which organization becomes first entity to enable UPI for foreign nationals? PhonePe, eBooks Cash, Paytm and GPay app. It is Google Pay app. The right answer is PhonePe. So thank you for being with Knowledgist once again. If you have not yet subscribed to India's only dedicated professional banking platform, then don't hesitate to subscribe us. Compare our content, expertise, success rate, success stories with any other platform in India. If you find someone providing 5% of our result, then you can join them. When it comes to scale 3 and scale 4, India trusts Knowledgist. Thank you again for your love, support, time.